Now, in collecting fat wood, I wanted to get a little filming of this. I'm going to bring this particular chunk back with me where I can take my time and chop it out, because there is a lot of fat wood there. I mean, if you were in the woods, you just chop one of these off like I did this one and get it cleaned down to the point where you could scrape some fat wood to make fire. I may do that here in a minute, but I want to get a little footage of how rotten this tree is. See, it's gone. It's over for that tree. But yet, there's still usable fat wood in it. If you look at that piece right there, I mean, that is some very usable fat wood. And I'm hoping to demonstrate that in a minute. I gotta shut this off or put it on a tripod. Okay, with my axe, I was finally able to chop out the rest of that branch. There's some really good fat wood when you find these trees that have died, fallen down. Whoops. There is some really good fat wood. There even is in that one. I can tell that there's fat wood in there. Now, the next thing will be to build a fire. Try to find a place. It's done nothing but rain here the past week. So, this looks about like the driest spot over here. And I've got my fat wood, and then I'm not going to go any more than to just get the fat wood in good shape and put it out. I'm going to try to put this on this little tripod here, if it'll stand up, and hope that's focusing. Take my fat wood, and where did I put the ferro rod? Hopefully back in my pocket. Yeah, I did. It's right there. We'll get out the ferro rod and a knife and the fat wood pieces that I collected. Get them ready. Set that one right there. Set you right here. I'm going to try to shave some onto this piece. It's always harder in the woods. And get some little shades there going. And some more of Maya dust or fat wood shavings. And let's see if this is dry enough to burn. Strike her off. And there it goes. This piece of fat wood right there on the edge. This stuff is incredible. I don't want it down touching it. I'll move that and that before, you know, you could see that if we got a fire going here, fat wood does not split good, but you can get it apart. You can see that it's going to go. I really don't want it getting that big out here. I just came up here to collect some more. So I shouldn't keep putting more fat wood on, because we all know it's going to burn. Oh, come on, Lynn, stay down. Okay, there you go, even off this old dead rotted tree that you could bust apart with your knife or an axe, you can get fat wood. I don't understand why that piece won't light. Well, anyway, we had a good fire going. I really don't want to set the whole woods on fire here today for any reason. But even out of that old wet dead tree, you can see that it burned. I got it from right down there. And I've actually brought my saw up because there's one over here further we're going over and collect some from in a minute. But amazing stuff. If I have more time, I may come back and build up the fire better. Oh, come on, stand up. Working with a GoPro. Earlier today, when I was cutting that rotten piece of fat wood, this was the biggest of the three branches I chopped out, and then I brought the piece home. Do it here, other than in the woods. Those are the three pieces I got off from that one. That's some nice fat wood. This is one of the shorter branches. I've just got it to where I'm going to split it. And there is some nice fat wood there. That's just kind of a chunk I'd start a fire with, but there is some real nice fat wood in this branch. Just a matter of getting to it. Alright, let's try splitting it this way. There we go. Okay, you can see it in there. And that was out of that old dead tree that was just rotted right into the ground that you could practically take apart with a knife to get at it. Now, I'm going to take that piece you just saw me split out, get a little up here, and my knife. I'm hoping this buck is focusing low enough. I mean, not that buck, but I take my knife and we'll scrape some off. Even though this is old, I'm laying there on the ground. And you can see the rod on there. I haven't got off yet. That's enough. My rod's in my pocket. Beautiful rod from Nathan. I'm still using this rod, and I've been using it. I mean, I've been playing a lot. And there you have it. You know, right out of that old rotten tree. It doesn't have to be a standing tree that you get it from. You want it down on the ground. You know, you can see the wet rot right on that side. Well, where's the piece that just scraped it off from? Is that it? Yeah, I think that's the half I just scraped off from right there. I mean, there's enough there to last somebody. You could build a lot of fires. You know, especially during dry weather. During wet weather, you could still build a fire. I mean, I got enough out of those three pieces to build quite a fire if I would have broke that all up and used it all. You know. And I did pick up some white birch. I don't know if it'll be in this video or another one from collecting fat wood, but I did want to show that little bit of it. You know, you saw the tree was down, right down on the ground. It was just raw, just punk. There's a little piece in there that I'll chop out. But you can just see that stuff is just punk. There's nothing left to it, and yet the fat wood is still just as hard as ever. Well, thanks for watching. I don't know when I will get this up. There, off that one rotten piece that I chopped out with the axe. No, I did cut some of it off with the chainsaw. I cut it off with the chainsaw, then I chopped it out with the axe. And anyway, that's what I ended up with for pieces of fat wood. You know, I chopped them out, split them up. That's you know, you can start a lot of fires right there. You'd be surprised how much fat wood those. I thought there was five. This would have been the sixth one that was in the car. Those 5 chunks there will yield. Take the time to split that out, and it doesn't take very long to split that out. I whacked the side of my finger there when I started, so I'd stop a little while. I keep that hatchet there pretty sharp. Did a pretty good job, but no big deal. I'm not getting stitches or anything like that. I just give it a whack. But anyway, that's a pretty good pile of fat wood right there.